right there. How white folks got so rich. The untold story of American white supremacy. I mean, I just read about the Indian land grab, and I'm like, my gosh, man, good Lord. No wonder we don't want to teach the truth. No wonder we don't want to teach the truth, because that means we've got to look people in the face and say our forefathers were the worst people in the history of mankind. The things that they did, that manifest destiny, that kind of mentality has been atrocious. What we have done to the African Americans. The estimated number of wealth that came from slavery, from free labor. And that's what it was. And they estimate that the amount of money that came from slavery was around $24 trillion. You can't even grasp that much money. The average person has a hard time grasping what $1 billion is. $1 trillion. Holy shit. And a lot of people don't want to admit the truth, because a lot of people also are scared that what happens if we actually do have to maybe pay reparations. Understand that everything, that beautiful Capitol in Washington, D.C. was built by slave labor. The majority of the churches in this country were built by slave labor. Our forefathers were lazy. And if they were smart, which they were, but the problem was they were cunning and sad.
Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Vakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who teach and rule well. Salutations to you brothers in the highways and hedges. Salutations also goes out to the rest of the hopeful elect. You brothers and few sisters that tune in to listen and learn. I'm the brother Malak from the Diligent Soldier Camp here in Boston, Mass. And as always, I pray this lesson be edifying to the elect. The name of this one is Surely Our Fathers Have Inherited Lies. Surely our fathers have inherited lies. And I'm speaking none other than Esau, right? The Edomites, so-called white people. Okay, this is a few words from a particular scripture that's going to be coming up soon, all right, where basically is showing you when you read it that they're going to come to a realization, man, that they've been living a lie, man. Just one big fat ugly brutal, detestable, unforgivable lie, man. Okay, and besides taking the identity of our people, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you Israelites that the Bible speaks of, besides that, the killings, the pillaging, the rape, the murder, all these things that have been going on, since these cave dwellers have came out those mountains, man, those caves. All right, the scriptures tell you in Maccabees that evils were multiplied, man. When these people basically got into power, you know, and indeed that's undeniable, man. You know, you see it all over the world, man. You could charge Esau for almost everything that's evil in the world, man. You know, even conflict between countries, and even conflicts inside of countries, right, where the same people will have issues, you know, but it all roots back to this devil. This devil, some way, somehow, has his part in it, man. You know, and as you heard from the clip, Salakia, as you heard from the clip, this Edomite say, you know, they mentioned the Indian land grab, right? And that was when Esau went in and started acquiring and stealing land, man, from the Native Americans, man, from Gad and Reuben, that were here in this land, man, what's known now as Babylon, man. Okay, and he mentioned how it's no wonder that they don't want to teach the truth, and by that he meant, you know, teach about slavery, you know, history, which is why they calling it now critical race theory. Okay, just the modern way of sugarcoating it, you know, because, you know, as he said, you know, they don't want to hear what they did, man. They don't want to hear what it took for them to be where they are today. Okay, because the end result of all the pillaging and raping and slavery that went on, is what you see now in so-called society, where this man is ruling, where this man is, you know, wealthy beyond his dreams, man. The scriptures say that he has more than the eye could want, if I'm not mistaken. Hope I'm not, you know, butchering that. Oh, he has more than his heart could desire, man. You know, this devil has so much, he don't know what else to do with it, man. So of course he, you know, the only next best thing is to rule over the people. Complete rulership, man, right? Where he has the minds of the people, man, the bodies of the people. And he does what he wants with it, man. But even then there's really no satisfaction for this devil, man. He can never be satisfied, because, you know, even if the Lord was to allow him to obtain and to put his device into play, right? The scriptures call it by another word, enterprise. The water Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Even if he gets to execute his enterprise, you know, he's not gonna be fulfilled, man. He's not gonna feel fulfilled, is what I'm trying to say. Okay? Because this devil, you know, he don't know when to stop, man. This is how the Lord designed him to be, basically, man. You know? The man also mentioned manifest destiny, right? Where they basically use the scriptures to justify the taking over of people and lands, and you know, putting their own beliefs into these religions, and, you know, basically putting a covering cast over the world, man. It extended to that manifest destiny, man. You know, he also mentioned that they estimate, and we know that it's probably way more than that, because Esau will never ever tell the truth. This Edomite himself knows that it should probably be even more than that, or maybe he doesn't, and he just wanted to give like a ballpark number, right, as they say. But he says $24 trillion, man. $24 trillion they made off the backs of our people, man. Off the blood of our people, man. Off the life of our people. And this devil thinks that he's gonna get away with it, man. This devil thinks that he doesn't have to pay for that. When reparations itself means to repair. You know, the only way you could repair is by giving back all the land that you stole from people, that you stole from the natives. Land that the natives would have happily shared, you know, with Esau, man. But, you know, as I stated earlier, man, this man doesn't know when to call it quits. His heart has more than what his heart could desire, yet he wants even more, man. You know, he wants even more. He does not stop, man. You know, so I got a few scriptures, you know, just to back up those statements that I made. You know, and basically, you know, show what this devil, with the end game for this devil, man. The end game that the Lord has prepared for this devil, basically, man, which is hardcore slavery, man. You know, as such slavery that he has even never thought of. All right. Now let's get it real quick. All right, let's start off. Let's start off with the book of Genesis, man. Okay, because he mentioned at the end how if they were smarter, if his forefathers were smarter, and then he made the statement like saying that they were, but in reality they weren't. They weren't. They still not smart at all. They have no type of intelligence, because most of everything that has ever been invented came from a Jake. Okay, 9 out of 10 times. That other 1% is shared between other nations, if that. Okay? And the only thing this devil has ever really created, man, was just ways of killing people, man. You know, he's the harbinger of death, man. You know, he brings hell with him everywhere he goes, which we know hell is a condition. So he puts different countries in hellish conditions, man. That's the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 27. It says, "And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents." Right? So real quick, Jacob is cool, calm, and collective, man. Just wants to chill, just wants to relax. Of course, he wants to, you know, we put in work to pay to have our ends and make the meat, right? But if we had it our way, we'll just, you know, we'll be cooling, man. You know, with the rest of the nations benefiting from the housekeeping that, right, the economy, the way we will run the economy in the world, they will all benefit from it, man. But in this devil's rulership, not even he benefits from it entirely. You know what I'm saying? So in the beginning of the scripture says, "And the boys grew," Esau and Jacob, right? "And Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field." Now let's get into that word cunning real quick. Just do a quick search. The word cunning goes into crafty, having or showing skill in achieving one's end by deceit. Hold on, by deceit. Where is that? I'm sorry, Salaki Akim. Having or showing skill in achieving one's end by deceit or evasion. Okay. What else? Attractive or quaint? Not really. Skills achieving one's end by deceit. And this is exactly what this man does. You know, and we know that the field is the world. Not only the field where he would use to hunt, to bring the end of the animals he was out there hunting for, but, you know, the scriptures speak about, clearly tell you, or clearly explains that the rest of the nations are as beasts, man. Right? They don't have the commandments, the laws that the Lord gave. They don't even follow them, and the scriptures tell you that when you don't follow them, you are as a brute beast, man. But nonetheless, not to get off track, this man uses cunning devices to help to achieve and deceive the people to their end. These different nations. This is why so many nations are suffering from this man's wicked ways, man. Okay, but not to get off topic, this man is a cunning hunter, and he's been cunningly and crafty coming up with ways and crafty ways to bring our end, man. From when we were in slavery to when we got out of slavery, man. I mean, they made the patrols, the police patrols, were the original slave catchers, man. You know, and these people, they'll get locked up for something. They'll have charges brought up to them for something they did that Jakes will do, and sometimes they'll get off scot-free, man. Like literally scot-free, with a slap on the wrist, a few months of community service, or a few months of some jail time. You know, I saw this documentary about called a Glitch in the Matrix. It's a pretty good documentary. Very interesting. But in it, there was a guy that was giving his testimony, man, and the testimony was him, killing his parents, man. The dude was like about 18 when he did it, and he did it back in 2003, I think it was. They just gave him 40 years for killing his parents, cold blood, with a shotgun, and then shooting his mother in the face. And he shot the father multiple times with the shotty, shot his mother once with the shotgun, then came back to the basement when she was still alive, trying to go up the stairs, pointed his handgun and shot her a few times, man. Described how her face, blew up in pieces and all this other stuff. He felt so ashamed about it that he even asked the courts not to try him as insanity with the insanity case, but to basically fry his ass because he knows that what he did was wrong. And they still gave him 40 years. This dude, I believe, 2003, he's gonna come out, and he's scheduled to come out in 2043. So about 39, 40 years. Jake does that. They'll put that nigga under the jail, as they say, man. Throw away the key, as they say. Throw the book at him, as they say, man. And we know this is true, because anything Jake does, they'll exaggerate, man. They'll give Jake's football numbers for taking sneakers, for taking a piece of an apple. You got men finally freed from doing the most petty ass crime, from committing the most petty crime, and serving 40, 50, 60 years, man, because these devils are in power. And they're not in trouble as other men, right? This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 18. They hunt our steps. Who's the one hunting our steps? This cunning, crafty, slippery bastard Esau. They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets, right? In our neighborhoods. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. So they hunt us, man. They hunt us in these streets. This is why you have cops, so-called DTs, right? Detectives lurking in the streets, man, waiting to pull Jake over. You even have them admitting in interviews to journalists, talking about how they could be set in a specific city, and they still don't go to where the richer folks are, white folks are, because they could turn out to be powerful. That's the excuse they was giving him. But he was saying that we would have to get all our charges in order, make sure all our evidence was good before we could bring some type of warrant to this man. So to these white people, to their own white people, right? So they used to go by the book. to get at their people, but Jake stays getting illegally searched and arrested every day, man. That's why a lot of cases are thrown out too, for Jakes, because when a Jake is smart enough to bring out certain information, because they illegally search, illegally arrest, illegally stop and frisk, and so when certain information comes out and they're before the judge, the judge throws it out because it's illegal. Everybody else heard it, so it's like, all right, we got to throw this out. Nonetheless, though, man, they hunt our steps, man. They've been hunting our steps since before, during, and after slavery, man, to this very day. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 73, verse 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Like I was just saying, man, these people don't go after their own. Their own could be committing all types of atrocities in their mansions and their little suburb homes. And Esau will never go out there, because Esau don't post up in the suburbs, man. He don't be in the burbs. He's in the hood, as they say, in the neighborhoods, in the corners. I recently found out that Esau got so many informants, Jake most of them, and they make well over $60,000 to $80,000 a year, man, on ratting people out, basically. Ratting their own people out, because they always use our people for the downfall, man, in cunning ways, man, and crafty ways, man, to bring the end to people, whether it's in an individual or a community. This is what Esau does, man. But these people are coming into the realization that they've been living lies, man. White is not a nationality, it's a color, right? They're the Edomites. They're going to get what they put out, which is slavery. Hardcore, ultra-violent slavery, man. This is what they're gonna get, and they're upset. They're pissed off, man. That's why when shit hits the fan, they're not gonna regard their princes and princesses, man. They're people in the government and that work for the state, man, because they're gonna be totally pissed off. And we saw a glimpse of that, in the January 6th so-called riot that was all designed. It was all by design and scripted. But there was a lot of people, with the mob mentality. Look that up. There's such a thing called mob mentality, that just went along with the get along, man, and decided to also go ransack the Capitol building or whatever Edomite building they was in. But when shit hit the fan, right before that, they're gonna all realize, man, the Lord's gonna let them realize, man, that they inherited lies, man. Okay, they weren't the best people. They didn't bring society, or society didn't start with them. Just like this man is realizing that all the atrocities, man, he said it himself, it was atrocious, the things that his people did, man. And that it's no wonder that they don't want to teach the truth in school, man. All right, this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such have afflicted him, and made no account for his labors. Okay, I thought about this one because, from slavery till now, they have made no account, man. They're proud that they had us in slavery. And if it was up to many of them, we would still be in slavery. Okay? We would still be into slavery. And Jake still want to save these rats, man. These degenerates, these devils, man, these demons, man, that deserve to be in shackles, man. And then, honestly, they only deserve to be in shackles, man, for the payback, but they need to be deleted. I mean, it makes perfect sense why the Lord is going to delete them, man, and just transfer those spirits somewhere else. But that Edomite race or people, nation, they got to be put out, man. Like a fire, man. You gotta put it out. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1 again. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him. And that's exactly what we're doing when we're out there in the highways and byways, man. You know, we you know, you could bet your bottom dollar that what's left of it, right, or was for what it's worth, right? But you could bet your bottom dollar that, you know, you've had you men out there that are out there teaching, man. You have encountered men that in your past life were afflicting you, man. Have some type of issue, made you suffer some way, man. And the Lord had you boldly claiming who you are and what their fate is, man, in this world, and how they're going to be going into slavery, man. Right? Because they, you know, they pushed it, man, to the limit, to the point where the Lord is going to repay them back, man, to their face, man. Because these devils, man, you know, when we served out with slavery, you know, and most people automatically think so-called black people, right? Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. But also those islands, man, you know, they were all in slave plantations, or they made plantations out of all those islands. But Esau never brought us back, never brought us back to who we were, right? Like they beat it out of us, in other words, man. They was forwarding the affliction, man. Right? So let's just let the scripture come out. This is Zechariah chapter 1 verse 15. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. This is Yahweh speaking, man. For I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. In the book of Psalms, it tells you how they all came together to make the name of Israel no more in remembrance, man. Okay? One of the, you know, quick example how they, you know, don't make us in remembrance, no more in remembrance, is through these bywords, man, which are in the curses that we were going to be inherited, which proves also who we are, man. Because nobody else has these bywords. All these nations are called by their names, by their national name. But you got people being labeled a color. You got other people in islands whose names they have, whose name or the names that they go by didn't exist more than 400 years ago. You know, there was no such things as Dominicans and Puerto Ricans in the 1600s. All right, before that, neither. Mexicans, Salvadorians, all these names came about after the colonizations, man, after the slavery, and they were given to us, man. So we will never forget. So we will never remember who we are. This is why Willie Lynch said, if we do what we got to do, right, in his manifesto, if we do these things, we'll be able to rule over them for thousands of years. These devils never forgot who we were. They never forgot who they were. They know exactly who they were. That's why they had to hide themselves, man. But it's you know, reparations is definitely coming back, man. We're definitely gonna be repaired, and one thing that's not gonna come back is so-called normality, Salakia, right? If that's a word. Normality is not coming back, man. Normal is not coming back. Yahweh Shai is, man. That's who's coming back. That is who's coming back, man. To put you fucking devils in slavery, man. Because that's what you fucking deserve, bro. Got the whole world, man, in your disposal, man, and what you do with it is just to basically fuck it up. You fuck it all up, man. Even your own country. The elites, the globalists, the main devils, right? So-called Illuminatis, right? The ones that are on top, basically are sacrificing the whole world just to execute their enterprise, man, which is the NWO, right? The New World Order. But you're not, because the Lord's gonna smack it right off of your face. It's gonna smack earth, wind, and fire right out your face, man. When you least expect it, when you think you got it, when you say, nigga, we made it, crackers, we made it, devils, we made it. When you say that, when you realize that, that's when the Lord's gonna bring it down on you, man. He's gonna smack fire out your ass, man. And the latter end of all that is Revelation 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. The saints are the Israelites, man. We're suffering to that time, man. And it's gonna be the sweetest revenge, man. Because revenge is sweet, man. And vengeance is first of the Lord. The Lord is gonna get his lick first, but he's gonna let us enjoy it also, man. If not just as much, maybe just slightly under. He's gonna, he's the Lord, man. He's the Lord. He gets first licks. He gets, the first satisfaction. But at the same time, we're rejoicing in the fact that he's gonna get his first licks, because his first licks is the come up for us, man. And then on top of the coming up for Yasha'Allah, for the elect, the cherry on top is putting these niggas into slavery, man. Because they led us into slavery, they killed us with the sword. Well, guess what? We're gonna lead you into slavery, and we're gonna kill your asses with the sword, man. Call hello Yahweh Bashim Yahushua for that, man. That's comforting, man. To know that you dogs is gonna be put down, man, soon. Real soon, man. So with that, I hope, this was edifying. In closing, I want to give all honors and praises to our power, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Vakakwadash. The water, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, for putting the spirit on me to bring this lesson out. I pray that it's edifying, man, to the elect. Because it's all about the elect, man. It's all about the elect, man. The elect are going to be, are going to be the ones benefiting from Revelation 13:10, man. Leading these devils into captivity, man. And killing them with the sword, man. So I pray you brothers was edified, double honors to the apostles of GMS who teach and rule well and continue being great examples to us brothers. Salutations to you brothers in the houses of hedges. Salutations to the rest of you brothers and few sisters, the hopeful elect that tune in to listen and learn. Shalom and Ababa Bo.